Alex Volkanovski taking on Diego Lopes. He would throw this jab, and Diego would just eat it over and over and over again. And then Alex Volkanovski would go back out. He'll go this way, and he'll go this way. Only time he got in trouble was when he backed straight out, and Diego actually attacked him. And that's what Alex Volkanovski did so well, is when he would fight Diego Lopes would be a punching bag right in front of him, right in front. And then he's able to feint right hand jab. Okay, leg kick. Give this man his flowers right here, right hands down. When you throw a punch, you can't protect everything. All you do is do the best you can to be able to eat the shot. But congrats Alex Volkanovski at 35 to do it. Henry couldn't do it, so. What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the channel. We have a void breakdown of UFC 314. We're going to be breaking down Alex Volkanovski taking on Diego Lopes. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and also hit the bell to go live. Okay, so in this fight, I thought that Diego Lopes was going to be able to beat Alex Volkanovski just because he's coming off a 2-fight losing streak. Both those fights, he's got knocked out. And as an athlete, he gets older, they get slower, and when they get knocked out, when they've been knocked out back to back, it just seems to be a recurrence theme because the body shuts down. But that wasn't the case for Alex Volkanovski. I got that one wrong. And I'm going to go through the stills. Alex Volkanovski did a lot of things right that made it very difficult for Diego Lopes to get going. When I sit here and I look at mixed martial arts and I look at people's backgrounds is, you know, when you look at Diego Lopes, he comes from a grappling background. He has very good grappling. You know, granted, Alex Volkanovski does train with Craig Jones, but his background isn't grappling. So I'm shocked that Diego Lopes didn't take it there and try to go for a takedown. But it is what it is. Okay, here we go. 26-26 win record, 26-6, 26-4, 36, 30 years old, 5'11", 5'6". So he does have the height advantage. The reach is about identical. KOs, you know, Alex got him. Submissions, this is what I'm talking about. The versatility he has in his, what the fuck? 1 second, boys. Why is that like that?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys knew that I had Prize Picks going on in this event. If you guys don't know what Prize Picks is, Prize Picks is a daily fantasy sports game where you can play directly from your phone. It's very simple. Go to your app store, download Prize Picks. When you do that, use my promo code MIGHTY. Cool promotion going on right now. If you play $5 and make your lineup, whether it's in mixed martial arts, NBA, NHL, they got it. You're going to win $50. And boys, we came so close, but so far. We had I went with Julian Rosa, less fight time. I knew someone was gonna get knocked out. Darren Elkin takes a lot of shots, and I knew Julian Rosa was gonna be able to find his shot. And then Dan Ige, we took 0 takedowns from him. He's looking for that dynamite Ige. He's looking for that 50K bonus. And then we also took Bryce Mitchell. I knew he was going to be able to take him down more than 2 or 3 times because he's super athletic, and he knew that was the only way Bryce Mitchell could get it done. So 3 W's there. And then where I dropped the ball, I didn't really drop the ball. Alex Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. I thought I went on less with the fight time, 23.5 minutes. I felt someone was going to get knocked out. Almost felt anticlimactic when the fight happened because nobody got knocked out, because I felt like someone was gonna get knocked out. But boys, I had a good time. I was at the edge of my seat because I locked in my picks at the right place, which is Prize Picks, and you guys do the same thing.
Right there, but right here, 12 submissions. So he's got some good ground game off his back, off the ground, where he has the 3. Takedown defense, 370. So, like I said, I just felt that he allowed Alex Volkanovski to dictate the pace, and with the feints, constantly circling, constantly just eating a jab. And sometimes people are they'll say they're too strong. They're great. That's cool. And, you know, you're starting to see the UFC allow the athletes to have, you know, custom shorts. Didn't take Alex Volkanovski to be Greek, because that's Greek mythology right there. My best friend's wife is Greek, and he has this symbol, this basically band around his leg. It's a Greek mythology symbol. But as far as I consider, he was Australian, but he could be Greek. So here he is right here. He's Orthodox, and this was pretty much the tail of the tape, right? He would throw this jab, and Diego would just eat it over and over and over again. And then Alex Volkanovski would go back out. He'll go this way, and he'll go this way. He wouldn't. Only time he got in trouble was when he backed straight out and constantly, and Diego actually attacked him. Yeah, and this is what pretty much Alex Volkanovski did is just out jab him. And he's out jabbed, outstruck a lot of people in the 145-pound division. He's just a master at doing it. You know, very, very, very good, very technical, and very high fight IQ. Right here, and there's our right hand. And like I said, Diego Lopes will just come to the edge of the void. Like, he will come to the edge of void. Like, let's say this is the edge of the void. He'll come here, bounce his head left and right. No push kicks, no right hand, no. So when you come to the edge of the void, you get there. That's when you start. You feint, right hand, move, off angle, throw push kicks, body kicks, move, elevation change, right hand. You start to play those games, and you're gonna get a response from your opponent. When you get that response from your opponent, depending on how they respond, that's how you navigate the fight. But Diego Lopes didn't have that type of. Maybe he hasn't been exposed to that level of fighting. But when you have somebody like Alex Volkanovski, you get to the edge of the void and you play that range with him, and you start moving and head movement and hit the body, and you force the fight, right? Like, and that's what Alex Volkanovski did so well, is when he would fight Diego Lopes would be a punching bag right in front of him, right in front. And then he's able to feint, right hand, jab. Okay, leg kick. Diego Lopes did have, a couple good low kicks. So you see the damage on his leg, but he wasn't able to follow up. And this is where he would stay at the edge of the void and just get hit and cracked over and over and over again. But once again, Alex Volkanovski was just on a different level. The speed was great. I think that time off of him, spending time with his daughters, took him to VOLK, old man VOLK, just realizing everything he could do. I think it kind of, the man found the fountain of youth. Now, this is what Diego Lopes would do. Now, Ilia Topuria kind of does this. He comes up and gets his hands up high and sees what you're going to do. But Ilia Topuria's, he goes forward and he throws lots of great punches, and he'll eat a shot to throw a shot. So he's a better boxer than Diego Lopes. But this was Diego Lopes, just too good for his own good. Instead of being here, a lot of guys, they get here, say stiff. You can get stiff, but get loose, move, and pop. Like how it's something that, like, a lot of fighters, you see them, they get super tight up, and it's like, no, man, be loose, and have a little swagger to you almost. But this was like, hands are good, but when you're this tight, you're tight right here. You're not fast when you're like this. God damn, I should start drawing again. What was there? But he's not. Yeah. So. But VOLK was just on fire that night. Just on fire. Absolutely on fire. Right here. And then there were good exchanges. Like I said, when I watched the fight, if Diego Lopes would have kept pressing like this, if you're going to, it's like Rodtang. Rodtang has a tough chin. So he knows he has a tough chin. He's going to eat a lot of damage, but he's going to try to put as much damage on his opponent in order to knock him out. And beautiful technique from Volkanovski. Beautiful technique from Diego Lopes. He eats a shot. He's giving him a shot. But I got to give this man his flowers right here. Right hands down. Blocking the head. I mean, when you throw a punch, you can't protect everything. All you can do is do the best you can to be able to eat the shot if you deliver a shot. But beautiful exchange right here from both gentlemen. Beautiful technique from Alex Volkanovski. Right hand, left hand's up, protecting the temple. Good hand exchange. One hand leaves. Once again, there he is going on the outside. There's that jab. It's going to be going that way probably. Or back. He's not going to go that way, I'm assuming. But he's just always beating him to the punch. Right here. And this was the only ground game that ever took place. Right here is when Alex Volkanovski was able to get a takedown and got some great ground and pound on him. But no guard passing, nothing like that. Just ground and pound from. And I think it was almost the end of the round. Yeah, it's the end of the round right there. But he just did a good job. And you typically see Alex Volkanovski do that. Like when he fought Yair Rodriguez, he was able to hurt him, get him to the ground, take him down. There's Alex Volkanovski. I mean, Alex Volkanovski did get, after the fight, you saw he was kind of bruised up underneath the eyes. So it wasn't like Diego Lopes didn't do any damage. Just wasn't enough damage to knock out Alex Volkanovski and become the new featherweight champion. But I felt like he was just so inclined of striking with Alex instead of double leg kick. Because if Alex catches it, then you go to your grappling. You start doing jiu-jitsu off your back. I know it's easier said than done, but when I fought Adriano, I couldn't, for me, in order to get Adriano to open up, I had to throw body kicks. He caught the body kick, took me down. Then we ensued in a grappling match. And I mean, it's just fighting. You just have to fight. When you get to this higher level, you just have to fight. You just have to fight. He eats right leg kick. But right here, once again, that beautiful jab from Alex Volkanovski. But once again, at the edge of the void, there's Diego Lopes, no head movement, no elevation change. He would move, but it wouldn't move and just move off to the right. So let's do a little lesson real quick. So when I get here at the edge of the void, there's a bubble right here. A big bubble around Alex Volkanovski, right? When I come inside this bubble, he's endangered. So what you do in order to penetrate this bubble without getting a punch is you can walk into it, like walk across the void, like I said before, or you can circle around this bubble to force him to turn to hit you. Now the bubble is always going to be changing. Like think about Magneto when he has his electric field. It's always going to be moving with their opponent. But if you can get to that point at the edge of the bubble and get your hands up and start moving around the bubble, you force him to move and then you can see different things. Like in order to show you guys a different route real quick, I'll show you what I mean. Like when you're trying to get somebody who's jabbing you, Adriano versus Demetrious Johnson.
Round number 1.
Okay, right here. We're gonna break this down real quick. Show what I mean by this, okay? Real quick. I know it's not. Okay, there's this. Okay. Now remember, you have to fight, right? So turn this down a little bit. Okay. Right there. You just walk him. You walk him down. When he stops and tries to hit you, then you throw some because he stopped this movement, right? So let's go back to the very beginning. Okay, I broke this fight down, but I like to show you guys what I mean. I know he's going to run. I know he doesn't want to exchange with me, right? This is very beginning of the fight. We touch gloves. Okay, touch gloves, move. Okay, he's running away. Watch what I do. Hands up. That's stop hands. My hands are up here. He's got to get past that guard. I can move my head any way I want, right? Okay, I go southpaw. He's running. Okay, I'm in southpaw. He's going to run. Okay, I'm ready for a body kick. What I'm going to do. Okay, here goes the body kick right here. You throw it. You just fucking throw it. You throw it. He eats that. That lands right there. Right there. That's a free kick, right? Because he's running from me. Okay, keep going. He catches it. No punches. I'm fine, right? Once again, go back there. He's waiting. A leg kick. You just have to, like, it's just, like when I watch myself fight, I was like, okay, hands up. Okay, move. Okay, switch stance. Okay, move around the side. He's got that bubble around him. He's looking to hit me when I'm trying to come across the void. So I'm mixing it up. I'm not staying tight. You got to mix it up, be fluid, because when I'm like this, I'm faster, right? Okay, Elvis change, hands out. Okay, hands up. Okay, kick. Now I'm walking him down, just walking, just stalking. He's running left and right. Okay, you just let him run. Pick up the speed. You change the elevate. Stop, move, miss again. Like, you look at my sexy ass wife watching. But you have to be, you're better off being more loose and agile when you're trying to get across somebody, especially in the beginning of the fight. You have to be quick. You have to move. You have to play this guessing game. Then once they start getting tired, then you jump on them. You start wrestling. Okay, back to Alex Volkanovski. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so, but that's what I see when I watch people fight, is that if you're not out there moving and trying to be loose and pop and just moving around and angling, you're going to be. But see, when Diego Lopes was all over Alex Volkanovski, that's when he did the best work. When I watch, when he was all over him, because he can take a shot. He was, come on, hit me. He could take a shot. When you know you can take a shot, it's what Rodtang does. Rodtang knows he can take a shot. So Rodtang's like, I know I'm going to eat 5 of your shots. You can't eat 3 of my good shots. If I can land 3 solid shots on you, you're going to fucking out. So you play that game. And when he did play that game, that's when he had the most success in this fight. And without that being said, you know, Alex Volkanovski did drop him. But when you get in a shootout, it's bound to happen. Like there comes a point in time in fighting where you just have to fight. And if you can't out technique somebody, then you have to throw weight. You just got to throw the kitchen sink at somebody. There was that beautiful left hook from Diego Lopes, and he landed a lot of good shots. But I think for me, I envision him just pressuring the hell out of Alex Volkanovski and just trying to outwork him. There's a difference between out techniquing somebody and outworking them, or out gutting them, meaning like I'm just gonna be all over you no matter what you do. And there was part, I think it was round 3 or 4, he was doing it. You saw Volkanovski trying to get some space, and this was the best shot of the night for Diego, is when Alex Volkanovski was going backwards. Kind of same thing when happened when he fought Ilya Depori. He was going backwards. Ilya Depori kept on. He was bop, 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 hop, and boom, hit him with the left hook or right hand. One of those, yeah, right hand. He's backing up and he's able to land that right hand, but wasn't able to finish him because I felt he can do this to him all night long if he just pressured Alex Volkanovski. That's like when I envision and when I do fight simulations in my mind, that's what I visualize what's going to happen. It's okay. You know, when does Alex Volkanovski usually been in trouble recently? Is when people pressure him and they stay on him, because Alex Volkanovski is a trickster like myself. Like I'm going to move, make it hard for you to hit me. Then once you make a mistake, I'm going to hit you. At the end of my career, I developed a clinch game. My jiu-jitsu game has gotten so much better. So I would be all over you. But Alex Volkanovski does the same thing, but I don't think to my, you know, I don't want to say my level, but we just go about our ways differently about winning the fights. But that was the best shot of Diego Lopes. Right here. And that's when he got dropped. The one thing I will say about Alex Volkanovski is that he can take a shot. He's been here before. And he got up, goes back to the corner, and goes, what was that? What was that? So he recognized he did get dropped, but he didn't see what dropped him. But it was only when he was backing out, right? And there they go again, exchanging in the middle. But once again, I'm shocked. I'm just shocked that no takedowns. And the reason why I say throw takedowns, after the second fight with me and Cejudo, after the first round, I wasn't too happy about how the first round went, even though I won the first round. And I was like, okay, Cejudo came to fight. He's game. I'm going to shoot a takedown just to throw in that dynamic of the fight, even though he's a gold medalist. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to take him down like a beautiful double leg. It just throws it in the fucking pot. Throws him in the pot. Once again, there they are exchanging. Alex Volkanovski is just, you know, overhand right, landing it constantly on Diego. Like I said before, he's just too good, too tough for his own good. There's Diego and Alex Volkanovski embracing each other after the fight because at the end of the day, they're both businessmen and they're all trying to make the money for the family. Okay, now let's take a look at the Compy Shock. Let's take a look at the numbers. 158. Wow. To 63. One takedown. He didn't tip any takedowns. It's just mind-blowing that somebody who's probably a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu does not use it or shoot or something. It's just crazy to me. Crazy. Especially if you're not winning the stand-up exchange, you got to change the dynamic of it. So, Alexander Volkanovski, the first fighter 35 years older to become champion in 128 or 155 pound division in the UFC. I love how they just stick to like, this is so, it's not frustrating, but there's been other athletes outside of the UFC who've done it before. Yeah, but that just shows you how big the UFC is. Like, Arroyo hinted on it, is that there's UFC and there's nothing in between. Like, nobody else or nobody recognizes any other organization. But that is a big feat. Being over 35. I think I've done it against Adriano when I did the flying knee, was 36 years old. And then I defended it at 37, I think. When did I fight him? 37. But anywho, yeah, absolutely amazing. But I think there's more. Like, I would have to look at it. I feel like Randy Couture has done it before. How old was Randy Couture when he done it? Oh, 125, 155. I actually feel it's more impressive if you're older because we're like fucking chihuahuas. We run forever, dude. Like, if you're like 38 years old. Let me see. How old was Randy Couture? I feel like if you're like Randy Couture. I feel like Randy Couture did it a lot. You know what I mean? I feel like when you look at 155 and 125, we're like chihuahuas. And when you look like anything like welterweight, anything like that, that's like fucking Great Danes and like German Shepherds. So he won the belt 2009. He won for the UFC lightweight champion. He lost to Chuck Liddell. Returned to heavyweight. Won the UFC heavyweight champion in 2003. So 2003. He is what? I feel like he was in his 40s. How old is he now? I said 2007? 2007. He's 61. 61 now. 2007. Let's do the math. Where is 2007? 18 years ago. So 61 minus 18. Yeah, he was 43 when he won the belt, boys. So I think being 43 years old is pretty fucking impressive to win a world championship. That's absolutely fucking crazy. Especially at a heavyweight. You're like a fucking old yeller. All right, let's get back to it. But congrats to Alex Volkanovski at 35 to do it. Henry couldn't do it, so it's got to say something, right? Always my head high. A smile on my face. I fell short last night. I failed in a few things. I'll get back to work, improve, correct the mistakes, and move forward. Thank you all for your support. And as always, say nothing. As I always say, nothing happens. That's interesting, cryptic. What that means. But yeah, I think for Diego Lopes, he's just got to get back to being lighter on the feet, throwing body kicks, moving his head, throwing a jab, popping a jab, using his wrestling, using his jiu-jitsu, because that makes everything so much easier. It opens up so much more. Like, if you aren't good on your feet, use your wrestling to make your hands better. And there's Alex Volkanovski being crowned the great Alex Volkanovski, led by this team and the great Craigie Jonesy, trying to change the grappling industry. And boys, now we got another one. Another one. I'm gonna close this out. All right, in 3, 2, 1. And there is Alex Volkanovski being embraced by, holding gold around his waist. There's Craig Jonesy and his team behind him. And I'll be kind of excited to see what's next for Alex Volkanovski. Like he said, battling adversity is a privilege. That's a beautiful saying, because he's used that adversity to be able to overcome so many things in life and find himself. And I'm excited to see what he does next. It just sucks that Ilya Topuria is gone now, because I felt like Ilya Topuria kind of left the division a little too soon. I would like to see him stay there and do a lot more work there before going to lightweight. But I think Ilya Topuria is a guy who's not going to be here for a long time. He's here for a great time, not a long time. If he wins 3 or 4 more fights and makes a shitload of money, I don't see him being in this sport for a very, very long time. So, boys, if you guys enjoyed this breakdown, please leave a like, subscribe, and also hit the bell to know go live, and we'll see you at the next video.